Hey there, and welcome to another video in regards to Satisfactory. The devs just released a dev blog, their first one about vehicles. And I went over their Q&A video a few weeks ago, and of course I went over the trailer and all their website and stuff like a month or two ago, and it kind of blew up. So this is a game, probably the game I'm most looking forward to this year by far. And this one is really cool. So I wanted to share this with you. And being on YouTube, really the only way to do that is through a video. So I could just do a video and just be like, oh, watch this and then be done. But I want to kind of share my thoughts and watch it along with you guys. Okay, so we're going to watch this. Again, disclaimer, I don't claim any of this content in this video here that I'm going to show to be mine. This is all theirs. I'm going to link in the description will be a link to this video as well as their channel and their website and all that stuff where you can check it out. It is an absolutely awesome game, very similar to Factorio. If you're not familiar with it, then you can check out the site or check out the very first video I did of it. So in this one, they go over vehicles, and there's some really cool stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and full screen this, and we're going to watch this here together.
Going to be showing you vehicles in Satisfactory. So let's just hop straight over to the PC and I'll show you what's up. All right, everybody, here we are in Satisfactory. As you can see, first thing I need to say, because otherwise everyone else is going to kill me if I don't, is that a reminder, we're in pre-alpha. There's some weird stuff going on. Anything is subject to change. We have some like UI issues. We have maybe some graphical issues, things like that. And yeah. Also, the character doesn't have a head anymore. I don't know what happened there, but no head. That's great. And a lot of these things are easy to fix, so don't be too discouraged. And this is why the alpha hasn't started yet. All right, so let's get on with it.
By the way, I love this music.
Here are three of our vehicles. This is the tractor, or some of us like to call it the sugar cube. I think that's a really cute name, and we should use it. And this is the explorer, and this is the truck. And then behind us is nothing. There it is. It's the train. It's over there. So we'll look at the train as well. So let's take the tractor.
Okay, so I'm going to pause this. So here's the three vehicles they show us. There may be more. He doesn't really say. But these are three, that are definitely in the game, and then plus the train. And this is super cool. And also something to notice here, guys, is this is about vehicles, but there's a lot more we can gather from this as like the world. Okay, if we look around, and you'll see it better once I play the video and he drives around. But this is kind of the best demonstration so far we've had of what the kind of world and atmosphere may actually look like. Because there was a trailer, but trailers are always kind of touched up and all perfect and such. So this is a really good view of kind of what the world and terrain and stuff will look like, and I really like it from what's shown in this video. I think it's super cool. And the vehicles also, once he goes into it, I'll talk about it a little more, but there's some really cool stuff with them.
For a spin.
I love the little exhaust pipe there.
Don't look directly at it. You'll damage your eyes. Okay, so here's the tractor. It's an early game vehicle. There's nothing too special about it.
Final
it has
sounds.
It has a reasonable size storage, and as you can see, there's no head on the character. Reasonable size storage. And it doesn't really handle rough terrain that well. Let's see, what else? It's not too fast, but when you get an early game and you start automating it, it's very useful. A good way to carry resources back to your base. So let's show off the self-driving. But first, on the bottom right hand, you'll see a little fuel icon, and that's where we would normally show what fuel you have and how much. Right now, there's no fuel in the vehicle, but I'm using cheats, so I can drive without fuel. All right, and then below that, it says Q, self-driving menu, so I'll hold Q. Now, the automation in self-driving has gone through many iterations and has changed the way it functions many times, so maybe this will change again, but this is what we have now. You can clear a path, hide path nodes, enable autopilot, and start recording. You'll see what the path nodes are in a moment. So let's hit start recording and go for a drive. You'll notice that we're pooping out little blue arrows, so that's to be expected, I'm sure. So let's go for a little drive up here. You do need to close the circuit for the vehicles, for the automation, because you wouldn't really want it to try and find some path back. It doesn't really work
can see the
that
train
well.
there on the
Like
side.
you really wouldn't want that, because maybe you don't want it to come back the same path or something. So there, we'll finish the recording. We'll enable autopilot.
Okay, so first thing is obviously, and this was mentioned like in the trailer and the Q&A and stuff, but if you missed those or forgot or whatever, you can, as he confirms here, have self-driving vehicles. So in regards to Factorio, and it's kind of hard to not draw comparisons between Satisfactory and Factorio. Satisfactory drew a ton of inspiration from Factorio. It's very, very similar, but obviously 3D and like first or third person. And but anyway, so kind of comparing it, if you play Factorio and stuff, this can be compared to like the AAI vehicles mod, except this is far more simple and less complicated and such. I think Factorio could definitely do with something like this. Now, of course, there's things Factorio does better than this game's going to do, and there's stuff this game's going to do better than Factorio. You can't just compare, it's not comparing apples to apples, but we have trains in Factorio and stuff. I think it would be really great if in vanilla there was something like AAI that was simpler, like this. You would have, an automated truck at least, or something where you could just set like waypoints or draw waypoints like this, like a path to have stuff delivered besides just via train. I think having actual vehicles would be really awesome. So I'm really glad they're doing this, and you can do this with like at least these two vehicles. I would assume all the vehicles. And it's just a very simple, straightforward system, which is really nice. And, it can transport materials back and forth. As he said, it does have storage. So it's going to be really cool.
And even though I've enabled it, it's not driving. That is because we have a driver in the vehicle. So once we just hop out, it'll start driving. There it goes. And so here I'm just following the vehicle as it drives around. And
that's super cool.
The waypoint system is, not super smart. It just goes from waypoint to waypoint. So you want to be super careful with how you record the vehicles. You want to make sure that it's a safe and reliable path. Otherwise, the vehicle will get stuck, and it'll get stuck, and then it won't complete the circuit, and it'll burn off its fuel, and it's a pain in the butt to go and fix it. So you want to make sure you've got a safe circuit there. And then, so these blue arrows are the path nodes, which you can hide if you wish as well in that previous menu. So let's move on to the truck.
This thing's super cool.
The truck is super nice, I think. It's a big vehicle. It's much faster than the tractor. It's much more reliable with these big wheels and nice suspension. It feels really heavy. It's got a bigger storage size than the tractor does. So let's just take it for a little spin.
Kind of reminds me of one of the trucks from like
let's hit these here.
Spin tires.
You can see it feels really heavy. I think it's really nice. So like there's some rough terrain over here that there's like a little bump in the level over here. You can see that. A little ditch. So let's hit that.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So, it handles those things quite nicely. So as you can see here, the turning circle is pretty tight, which is super nice. And one of the things that helps with that is the rear wheels counter steer to the front wheels. Super nice.
So kind of in these shots, you can see some more of the world. There's these big cliffs, there's trees, there's obviously different terrain height and stuff. So this kind of just gives maybe a better idea. And I'm not sure if this may just be a test world, or maybe the actual world, that you would play in. But either way, I would assume at least that the terrain and stuff would be similar. So this gives you kind of an idea of what it might be like. And so far, I think it's really nice.
The feature that I haven't mentioned yet is we actually have drifting in this game. Now, the tractor can't drift at all, but the truck can. Just a little bit. And it's mostly just for handling, just so, you can do what you want and get where you want easily, that the truck can function the way you want it to. So here's a normal turn, and then I'll activate drift. You'll see that it tightens quite a lot, and I hit that spike there. So you can also get some like pretty cool drifts in the truck, but it's all pretty slight. So let's see if we can get there you go, there's a nice little drift there.
That's pretty cool. Just some additional handling
The truck is pretty powerful.
options.
It can go up pretty tough terrain like this. Yeah, it's a nice vehicle, very reliable. And of course it can be automated as well. Let's not hit the tractor. Okay, so let's move on to the Explorer. a
This
little
thing's
better as well.
really nice. This is kind of just like an ATV or
and as
dune
you would
buggy.
expect, because we have this drift feature, this vehicle is much nicer when it comes to drifting. As you can see. We go down here, get some speed. You know, you can get some nice drifts. A lot of the tuning needs to get better. The Explorer is pretty hard to tune well and make it fun and reliable, but you know, it's getting there. It's gone through many iterations as well and will continue to go through more. It definitely needs some more improvements. So I think the camera could use some more feedback. Obviously there's no sound in here right now for the Explorer. It's pretty tricky to create the sound for it, but you know, we're working on it.
Got like these spikes and stuff in the background.
Some of the Explorer just kind of like grappling the terrain.
So yeah, this is like an ATV pretty much.
As you can see, it just kind of grabs things and climbs it. It's kind of weird.
Which I think is really cool. Great for exploration, quick travel.
Get to hard to reach places. Yeah, so that's the Explorer. Let's go check out the train. Okay, so the train's really cool. You can build tracks really far, so you can use the trains to cross the map yourself because you can drive it. But it's also a nice way to automate.
So one difference you may notice is this is actually on more of a what would it be, like a monorail? Is that a monorail? No, it's a different word. I don't remember. But where it's just one track and it has the kind of gripping wheel locking things at the bottom, opposed to just a normal 2-track thing, which I think is kind of an interesting change for sure. I mean, it would still operate mostly the same, but it's pretty cool that it's done this way.
Resources to be delivered. The trains are really fast as well, so I'm not going remotely as fast as it can go because it's going to go super,
well, this is going to be terrifying for me if they're even faster than this.
Now you can automate them as well, and I'll show you how that works. So first of all, I'll just go to a train station. So here's one that's there, and then there's another one on the other side. And so the Stenstorp and Huvda, I press Q to open that up, same as automating vehicles. And we can add Stenstorp and we can add Huvda to it. We can change how long we want it to stay there at the stop. Let's do 5 seconds. Cool.
Now I do hope that, because this would obviously be used for transporting resources as well, I do hope that they add at some point, either before they release alpha or afterwards, they add the ability to do more fine-tuning like in Factorio. I mean, obviously, right off the bat, maybe not all the options in Factorio, but like at least, you know, maybe until like empty or, you know, empty or full, or like a resource amount or something rather than just time. Because that can be kind of hard to, you know, if you're delivering resources, you kind of have to figure out like how long it actually takes to unload them and set that amount of time, and then how long it takes to load them and stuff if your only option is a time set. So I hope they, at the minimum, do like a full empty type of deal.
And then we'll just jump out and it will do its thing. So there's the next station. Where is it? All right, so here's the next station. The train's pulling up.
I can just imagine running in front of one of these. It'd be so terrifying.
Yep.
I mean, these are huge.
Okay, so those are the vehicles that I'm showing today. So let's head back to standing Jace. All right, everyone, that's all we have time for today. I really hope you found the information interesting and that it'll tie you over till next week. Let us know in the comments what you think about the vehicles. And a bit of news is that we're going to be trying to keep to a schedule. Like every Wednesday, we want to put out some information or some content. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to have 1 week's going to be big content, and then the next week will be small, and then big, and then continuing on like that. So last week was the day-night cycle video. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
Okay, so yeah, basically, there it is, guys. Vehicles, a little sneak peek. Super excited. Like, I didn't think I could be any more excited about the game, but I am now. This is just so cool. I can't wait. I in all games I've played, I love the aspect of vehicles, unless they're just done horribly, which it doesn't look like these are. So this just adds even more. I'm super excited, and yeah, so definitely, like I said, all their links and stuff will be in the description. Definitely, you know, keep your eye out, because every Wednesday, like he said, they're going to be releasing more sneak peeks of content, like one big one small one, alternating like that, and I just can't wait until they get the alpha out. It's going to be so cool, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and kind of just got a better look. I mostly just wanted to share this in case you hadn't seen this or didn't know about it. It's definitely worth checking this stuff out. It's really awesome. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. I'm always interested in what your thoughts are in regards to this stuff. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.